Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you saw the thumbnail and you saw the title, then you basically know what is going on. Yes, Christmas is canceled for us over here. And let me tell you exactly what is going on and what has led up to this point where Christmas just won't be the same for 2024 as it has been in the past for us. Basically, on Tuesday, we will be having a surgery. Well, not me specifically, but my son. And this is something that we thought may happen and or occur, but we just didn't know the time frame until a few weeks ago. And honestly, I'm a little shocked because he is 15 years old, and obviously this is something that is just, something that's really just like out of our control right now. And so we have to get the surgery done in order for him to heal up, be better. And the good thing is that he's a lot younger, so he should be healing up a lot faster than, let's just say, if I were to go into surgery. So basically, let me tell you exactly what's going on and how we got to this point and what we're doing to move forward from this. So my son, he is in track. He has been for the last 4 years now. And last year we switched him to a different school. We switched him to a public school from a charter school that he was previously going to. And so with the program that he was in, or the program that he's in for track, he is basically in the athletics program. So he's not doing everything that the regular PE students do. They basically are like separated. So there's athletics and then there's PE. PE is for individuals that have no plans on participating in any type of sports throughout the school year. And then the athletics program is for those students that know specifically, hey, I know that I'm going to be trying out for basketball, track, cross country, soccer, tennis, all the sports that they offer. And I want to start my strength and conditioning starting at the beginning of the school year rather than waiting until the season starts in order to start strength and conditioning. So that has been one of the big transitions or differences from what the charter school that we previously had him in and the public school that we have him in now, is because the strength and conditioning has pretty much been all year to include the summertime, which has been fine. It keeps my son busy, it keeps him active, and it also is giving him the strength and conditioning that he needs so that by the time that he starts the track season, he is pretty much good to go, and he's well ahead of some of the peers that basically have just been possibly doing PE, but then all of a sudden they realize, hey, I actually want to do a sport. And now they have to basically like catch up with the strength and conditioning. So he has been doing the track for well over a year now with the team that he has for school. So, we're really like excited and proud for him because he made the track team, and it was a difficult process in order to make the track team because they don't just take anybody. It's not like the charter school where anybody that applies and wants to do the sport, they can do it because there's such a small pool of individuals that they can pick and choose from. But public school, it's a little bit more competitive. Or not a little bit more, it is very competitive. He was able to transfer his skills and everything that he had from the charter school over to the public school. And the workouts and everything has been much more rigorous, which we don't have a problem with. And neither did he until he got hurt. So literally, it was probably last year, maybe around this time frame, or actually beforehand, one of the places where they go practice, they run up and down the bleachers. You're probably like, oh, well, it's the bleachers. It's like the bleachers at school, like we had in high school or, middle school. Not exactly. These are stadium bleachers that they are running up and down. So if you've ever been to, or if you've ever seen like Friday Night Lights, or you've seen some type of movie that featured or showcased how, or maybe on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, something like that, that featured and showed how stadiums are built, high school stadiums for the schools here, they look like basically like college stadiums. The stadium where the kids were practicing and where they hold some of their football games is a large public stadium. And so they were doing practices up and down. He didn't say, or my son didn't say that he was injured. Okay, you're probably like, what is injured? Like to the point where he was like, oh, I can't walk or anything like that. He basically said that his knee was feeling sore. And so we started telling him some things that he needed to do. such as, icing it, elevating it, wrapping it, as well as we brought him a knee brace. We also brought him some stuff called Penetrex that works really good to get inside the joints, the muscles, and all of that, better than like biofreeze. Throughout time, the knee has just progressively gotten worse. And he's still been in the program. Now, he hasn't been like complaining or anything like that. He's been doing the strength and conditioning with the coaches. And it was probably like around October-ish time frame. It was like, okay, let's go ahead and take it to a specialist and see exactly what's going on with the knee, because like I said, he wasn't really complaining about it, but the knee wasn't getting better. So we ended up taking him to the specialist that was not too far from us and not too far from his school, making it super convenient for us to get there. And so they said, all right, let's do some x-rays. They did x-rays the very first day that he went there, and they said, we definitely see something in there. So he was like, okay, but they was like, we need to get an MRI in order to figure out exactly what it is. So we got the MRI scheduled probably like a week later, and they basically said that all the cartilage in the knee, his left knee, was gone. And so they need to rebuild it, or a significant portion of it was gone. I'm like, well, how did this happen? Because I'm like, he's been doing the strength, the conditioning, he seems like he's been doing, well. I'm like, was it from the time when they were going up and down the bleachers that started the whole thing? Because he never like really complained about knee pain like that previously in other years. So it was just a little, not baffling or weird, but I'm like, okay, well, maybe it was the fact that the injury had gone on for so long and it just kind of wore away. There was nothing that, I don't know if this was inevitable or if other measures could have been taken. Maybe we could have gotten him to the specialist sooner, but, we were doing and telling him things that we thought would be helpful. Now, mind you, I have had knee surgery before on my left knee, as a matter of fact, back in 2005. But that's because I had a meniscus tear, and, it was really, really bad. So for him, it wasn't a tear. It's just that the cartilage is gone. What the surgeons plan on doing is taking some bone from his leg and putting it there where the cartilage is, putting some pins in, and trying to regenerate the growth that needs to be in the knee. Because right now it's swollen. He can't really, straighten it out all of the way. I mean, he's been doing fine with walking and stuff like that, but the surgery is going to be something that he needs. It's not something that's going to be a physical therapy repair at this point in time, especially because it's been going on for quite some time and some months. That's going to take him out for the track season for this coming school year. So we pretty much notified the teachers, the track coach, all of that. But, the more important thing is that he heals up and that he gets a whole lot better. However, it is going to be a bit costly because we do have a high deductible plan. We will have to pay out of pocket. Thus, the money right here. Now, this money right here is money that I still need to take to the bank from the cash unstuffing video that I did probably about a month or so ago. And I have used some of the money from some of the cash envelopes or sinking funds that I have in some of the other binders. And I'll talk about that in another video. But I was like, you know what? We're going to have to pay for this surgery because we have a $6,000 deductible that we have not met yet. And it's already been confirmed. And so the surgery center called us and said the day of the surgery, we would have to pay the amount. Now, we could use, they said something about Care Credit or Klarna or something like that. I'm not really familiar with those things. But I was like, you know what? If we have the money, let's go ahead and pay for it. I don't really feel the need that we need to delay the payments for him as far as the surgery, because if we have the money, let's go ahead and do it. Especially we know that after the surgery, once he starts healing and everything, we're going to have more appointments that he's going to have with the specialist, and then also physical therapy, not to mention any other bills that come in as far as the surgery goes, the anesthesia, any aftercare, follow-up procedure programs, the physical therapy, all of that. And I don't know how long exactly all of that is going to be as far as physical therapy, because obviously, it's going to be dependent upon his healing and his journey with healing as far as his knee. For me, it took quite some time. Like, I was going to physical therapy for at least almost about 2 years, but then too, I was a lot older when I had surgery. With that being said, I am having to dip into my personal self-care binder. I have showed this binder here before, and the surgery, let me just put it into perspective for you guys, is $4,200. So I'm just going to talk about a little bit where we're getting all of the money from. Like I said, all this money right here came from my cash and stuffing from all of my binders that I have. Some money will be put back into the binders. A good portion of it will be put into the bank so that it can start earning some interest. So the surgery out of pocket for us is going to be $4,200. We have decided that because we do have some money in our emergency fund, and this is something that was unplanned, unexpected, that we will be using some money from the emergency fund in order to take care of the expense. This is one of the reasons why it's so important to have an emergency fund. Now, I'm not saying you have to have it fully funded, but you should have some money in there that in the event something comes up, something unplanned, unexpected, because that is what this surgery is. Unexpected, unplanned, we had no idea going into this, that you have some type of money for an emergency to come up with in order to help alleviate the pain, the burden that you may be feeling, and or the stress, because it can be very stressful to have something come up. Now, I know some people may say, well, if I have surgery or something like that, I'll just worry about the bills and the payments later. And yes, I totally agree and understand with that. But then, once those bills and stuff start rolling in, that can be a very stressful sign for people who already have debt and, with other things. That's just basically going to add on to the stress. So that's why I advocate so much for getting out of debt. I know it may take a long time in order to do, depending on how much debt that you have and how much that you have accumulated. But at the same time, please make an effort to get out of debt, putting money towards your debt little by little. If it takes you years, then it takes you years, okay? It wasn't overnight that you got into debt, so you shouldn't expect that overnight, okay, I'm getting out of debt. Half of the money is going to come from the emergency fund, which is going to be $2,100, and then the other half we are pretty much cash flowing for the surgery. I have some money here in my binder, which is actually over here, that I will be using. So the money that I'm going to be taking away from is the cosmetic surgery folder or cash envelope that I have here. This is where I have been saving up ever since, well over a year now for some cosmetic surgery that I want to get done. No, not a BBL. Okay, I've already discussed that in a video previously beforehand. But the amount of money that I have in here is $955. I've already put a line on here saying C's surgery and putting a zero balance. So what I would have to do is start basically saving up again for this cosmetic surgery that I want to get done. But I felt that it was important that I take the money from this in order to go ahead and pay for this surgery for my son, and that will pretty much almost cover a good portion of it. And I also have like $100 that was in the back of the binder here, that it was just here miscellaneous that I added to it. So let's go ahead and so yeah, another $10.45. So let's go ahead and take out $955. We have a bunch of 50s here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. And it's 55, so we'll take out the $5 bill amongst all of this that we have. And yeah, so this will be going towards the surgery. And whatever we have, like I stated before, as far as the physical therapy appointments, that will be coming out as well, as far as cash flowing those things. Now, one of the good things is that we do have an HSA account, but there's no way that it's covering $4,000 worth for a surgery right now. I do want to keep whatever is in there intact for right now. I believe it is about $400. I need to check on the balance of that just in case if other things come up that we need, such as prescriptions, medications for him. We can go ahead and pay for those things out of that HSA account. Also, at the beginning of the year, the employer puts $1,000 into the HSA account. As long as we're contributing to it, every single year they put $1,000 in that we can use as we please for medical expenses. So that will help also as far as future physical therapy appointment visits and just some other things that we may need that's coming up in the near future as far as medical. So yes, that is why I'm saying that Christmas is canceled. And it's not really canceled in a sense that we can't enjoy each other's company and that we can't be grateful for each other. It's just canceled in the sense that some of the things that I had planned and wanted us to do, such as we were looking at going to Boston because we had some other family members that wanted to meet us there for the Christmas holidays. Obviously, that's canceled. If we had stayed here, I was going to look at taking like a little weekend trip that we could do, but obviously that's going to be canceled because of the fact that he won't really be that mobile. He will be on crutches for the next 6 to 8 weeks and not able to go to school for 2 weeks. However, that's fine about not going to school because we're getting ready to go on Christmas break anyway. So it coincides and times in just right for, this particular situation. But so that's why I say Christmas is canceled because of some of the plans that I had. But I do understand that, taking care of your health is more important. So yes, that is also why I advocate not just for getting debt, but making sure that you save up some money and have sinking funds available that in the event something happens, you're able to go ahead and take some money from those sinking funds and to be able to help you pay for the things that you need to, especially when they're unexpected, okay, and or large expenses. Yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys and show you that, hey, things happen over here in this real world experience as well as far as what I have going on and things that occur in my life. I will keep you guys updated and, let me know, is there anything that unexpected that came up for the month of December for you guys? Share it in the comments and also let me know in the comments how exactly you are taking care of that. What measures or steps are you looking at right now for those unexpected things that have came up? If you happen to enjoy this video, please make sure that you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. And so that you can follow along for budgeting, mortgage-free, and side hustle content. And sometimes I'll sprinkle in a little bit of investing content as well. All right, until the next video, guys. Bye.